Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Why the fuck you all are fucking rattled that Arsenal won? Every guy, every single person. Bro, people want to be rattled that Arsenal won. Inter won 4-0, Man City won. But people are just rattled that I typed in the title that Arsenal can win the Premier League. I released a video, you people, right? That says that Arsenal can win the Premier League. The Champions League. People didn't even watch the video. Mo, you're reaching. Bro, just watch the freaking video. And also this notion that I'm simping to Arsenal. What is wrong with people? I literally just did a show with HUSAM on MHF where people are saying, Mo, why do you hate Arsenal? Why can't you people just read and listen and hear what I'm saying? And I'm going to explain in the video why I think Arsenal are suited to win cups. But people don't want to listen. They just saw Mo is right and Arsenal can win the Premier League. Mo, you're simping. Me simping? What about the other people that say Arsenal are scary? Terry and HUSAM, you don't say that to them, right? But Mo, you're simping. But when I say Arsenal haven't played well, I literally put the title, Arsenal can win the Champions League. Bro, people haven't even listened to what I said, and they're already rattled, bro. Just already rattled. Because Arsenal won. Hit the like button on your way in. As Luke Skywalker said, big up Luke for supporting the channel. Hit the like on your way in. There's 900 people in the house. My team won emphatically with the bench. Emphatically with the bench. But our game was so easy. Man City won. Foden scored. Who cared? But Arsenal, I swear, y'all, every single one said that PSG will win at the Emirates. Will get a result. Every single one said that. But now Arsenal won, and none of you like it. Why is Anthony? Oh, yeah, I know why. You're in the middle. But none of you like it, right? As I hated this new notion, and I'm gonna let everyone speak now because Di's here. Why you all cannot be objective, right? I sit and I criticized Arsenal against Leicester. Arsenal fans didn't like it. And rivals fan loved it. You know, oh, Mo's criticizing Arsenal. He's been objective. Now I do a video and I talk about Arsenal's capability of winning a cup competition that Thomas Tuchel won with the Chelsea team that you all said is dead, right? Cup competitions are different. Just hear what I'm saying first and then comment. I swear to God, I released the video, bro. The video is 8 minutes. And hear this out. Anthony, Martin, Dio, and Jay. I released the video, 8 minutes. 2 minutes in, I got 2 comments. Mo, you're reaching. You haven't even watched the video, bro.
So what's your 8 times speed?
Literally, there's a stat that said that I released the video 2 minutes. How did you comment on the video? You didn't even watch it.
Yeah, there's something called Arsenal derangement syndrome. We melt people's brains just by existing.
It's crazy. But anyway, I don't get it, to be honest with you. I got Anthony here, of course, Inter Worldwide. We'll talk about Arsenal and Inter. We'll talk about Man City, of course. Haaland scored a brilliant goal. Foden scored an amazing goal. Arsenal today, different Arsenal than the Arsenal you know from last season, of course. Different Arsenal, composed, calm, changed in the game, different game plans. I'm going to actually start with Jay, who's here first. What did you think about the game?
The first half, when I was watching it, it was like it weren't boring, but I was watching it and I was like, oh, PSG weren't really in the game. And then I would say Trossard, and I have to give credit to Martinelli. Yeah, you see that little run down the line to make the defender, and I don't know who was there, but both of them like kind of felt like he was gonna go down the line. And then I feel like that's been literally because the run from Havertz is the run from Havertz as well is like, for me, I felt like that's been worked on. That ain't just one off, literally. And everyone keeps saying, "Oh, Havertz, he ain't a goal." Listen, most strikers.
No. You have to give credit to Havertz. You have to give credit.
Oh yeah,
he was so brave, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what he said. That's what he said. He said he's giving credit to 3 people. He's giving credit to Martinelli for taking the run, Trossard for giving the pass, and then Havertz for taking the run.
Even me, that I don't like Havertz, I was watching the game like, this guy is brave, bro. He was gonna get clattered.
Most strikers ain't going for that. Most strikers are giving it the little, you know, when you put your head down, and he went in for that. That's my striker, and I've said it. That's my guy. He had a banging game, not a banging game, but he done his job. You never really see Havertz have a mad game, and like the Chelsea game, but for me, he just does enough. Any game, like if we're going against City, it's like, all right, we got to do the low block thing. He's going to do his job, like for me anyway. And then the second goal, Saka, the little stat pad, man. Oh, you see Saka? I love him, but I don't know how. It's like...
By design. If you play football and you know, that free kick is by design.
Yeah, but I feel like...
To be played in that area, it is by design.
Yes, definitely. But the way
we do this freaking free kick that it bounces in the 6 yards box. You got like 5 players running. It's either someone touches it and scores or it goes to the far post. It's by design, and it's different than the normal Arsenal free kicks when they rely on the headers. That was different, and people have to admit that now. Arsenal, and I'm just gonna come in here before Martin comes in and Anthony comes in for Inter as well. I have to be honest. Arsenal are moving into a different realm of free kicks. Like like now it is going into invention mode. You know what I mean? Like the far post, the near post. Like I said many times, Arsenal, and I still stand by it. You cannot rely a whole season on free kicks. However, every freaking free kick now for Arsenal is literally, it looks like it's very dangerous. Like the oppositions are shaking because number one, they have multiple ones of them, and they changed, and they became a team that when you look at them, like, because you know when Saka won that free kick, The commentator said, now you look at PSG, they're shaking. They're nervous.
Yeah.
Nervous because they know what is coming. And they scored. And also
Yeah,
scored.
I'm saying I want to add long throws to our repertoire. That's like a lost art of goal, which everyone seems to hate. So yeah, if we can add long throws and maybe do a few of those set pieces where like people run over the ball and do like little misdirection and stuff like that, I'm all for it. Any goal is great. And
Let
yeah,
me
scary.
let me just put before Dio comes in, before I let Anthony speak as well. For the people that didn't watch my video, and there is over 1,000 people here, guys. We need 500 likes on the stream. Hit that like button and let me know what you think in the chat, people. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. Here is why, Rivals fan, you guys don't understand why I said Arsenal are equipped and built. And I titled this Arsenal are built to win the Champions League. When teams change their plans 3, 4, 5 times successfully within a game, that is a cup team. That is a team that is comfortable sitting back, comfortable pressing. Because Arsenal in the first half, they were pressing with 7 players, you know. That is a team that is comfortable of changing their plans. You know what I mean? Every single game is different. That is a cup team. That is why I'm saying Arsenal are built to win the one-off games. You know what I mean? You're going to play one-off games, I'm countering your plan. And that is credit to Mikel Arteta, right? That is, to be honest with you, forget 35% position at home today. You know why? Arsenal were fucking efficient. You know what I mean? Efficient.
No, but don't do that, Mo. Because everyone's going to say, oh, but you had 35. You must have been
didn't park the bus. Okay,
but,
you know what?
But
I have
that's
the
what
same
everyone
energy.
says.
Wallahi,
it's crazy.
I have the same energy for all the teams. And a lot of people doubt that I do this. You cannot say that Arsenal parked the bus today. Do you know why? Because in phases of this game, Arsenal literally pressed with 7 players. And PSG lost the ball 6 times. Okay, when you look at the stats and it backs your eye test, PSG lost the ball 7 times in their half. That means Arsenal didn't park the bus. By definition, that means Arsenal aren't parking the bus. They are pressing in phases. A team that parks the bus, a team that doesn't dispossess the opposition in their half. But that is different. That is why I titled it the Arsenal are built. I'm not saying they are favorites. I'm saying the team is adaptable, very adaptable. Can they win the league? I still haven't seen a team, and I'm doubling down. I haven't seen a team that is very adaptable to win the league against Pep Guardiola. But in terms of the Champions League, which is what we're talking about today, Arsenal look equipped, built for it. That's my take.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we played very well today. And people can say whatever they want to say. In the first half, this team played a certain way. In the second half, we played a certain way. When they had the ball, we played a certain way. That's a very dynamic team. And people should not forget that this is the same PSG team that made it to the semi-final last year, Bayern Mbappe. This is the same team that made it. These are the same players that were on that they had last season, Bayern Mbappe. No, I get it. Mbappe is a major game changer, but let's not sit here and you know, because I've seen people say things like it's just PSG or they're washed, they lost one of their best players. I'm like, no, but it's a team sport. Even with Mbappe last year, they didn't make it to the final. We didn't make it as well. But the point is, they're a good side, and a good side that, you know, could have harmed us. A good side that could have punished us if we gave them, like, they struck the bar twice. People should not forget that. PSG struck the bar twice, and Raya made a couple
players.
And Raya made
Barcola.
And Raya made a couple of saves. You know, so also remember they you know, of course, for their own personal internal disciplinary actions, took a disciplinary action on Dembele. That could have been a different thing as well. But we, you know, the way Arsenal controlled the game today, we literally were in control of the game from beginning to end. Even when we didn't have the ball, we didn't look like we were shaky. Even when we lost the ball, we found a way to. I mean, there was a time where I think it was Thomas Partey who got displaced from the ball, and it was Trossard who came and won the free kick in our own half. Like, Trossard ran all the way back to help defend and win a free kick. So this team, very well coached. They fight for each other. They carry each other along. I'm not going to sit here and try and look for loopholes of, oh yeah, because I am no football coach, so I'm not going to sit here and try and say, well, they could have scored. No, 2 goals is enough. All you need is clean sheet, 2 goals, get your points and move on. This idea that people now want to rewrite a new rhetoric and say, well, you missed a couple of chances, so you should have scored 4 goals, and then PSG dominated for 20 minutes in the second half. Oh, wait, you're not going to dominate for 90 minutes. And no team does that, unless you're playing a high school team and you're playing on your professional club or something, But every team is out there to play. They are not there selling ice. PSG weren't selling ice cream; they're playing. So yeah, good stuff today. Good stuff. This is the Arsenal that I want to see. This is what I want to see. Show them that you can play, you can press, you can score. Come back if you have to defend. Show them that you can defend. The dynamism of our players as well. I have to talk about that. Timber in the first half, amazing. Bringing Jacob Kiwior and moving Calafiori to the right-hand side. For me, at first I panicked. I was like, why is Calafiori going to the right-hand side? He struggled a little bit, but he got the job done. So this is something that I like about how our players are. They're very, 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 like, they can play across in different positions, which allows you to change in-game management with your players. You don't have to stick to... Like, if a player is cooking Calafiori on the left, you can tell him to go to the right and bring Timber to that left. Maybe he'll get better joy with that other player. You see what I'm saying? So it gives me joy to just see this team playing this way. And yeah, long may it continue. All I just need now is we win more wins and we start to win trophies. Y'all mute.
Are you worried at all? Anybody here worried about the position stats and Arsenal at home having 30% position? Anybody worried about that at all?
No.
Again, it's the PSG team that a lot of people are saying they're average. Anybody,
but they're not average.
Anyone.
You said,
let me just ask the question. Anybody would want to see Arsenal stamp their authority from minute 1 to minute 90 on any team that comes to the Emirates, like Liverpool, like Man City?
That's nonsense, because these are the same people that say Arsenal have no world-class players. So how do you expect players who you call that are not world-class to stamp their authority for a whole 90 minutes? These are the same people who say Arsenal are not good enough against the likes of Man City and Liverpool. So if they come to the Emirates, you're now saying you say the team is not good enough. Yet I'm
not saying that.
No, you.
By the way, a lot of people are, a lot of people are saying you're at home. How do you have only 35% position? How are you not taking care of the game? How are you not pressing PSG the whole game? How didn't you have quality? They keep saying that, Dario.
I know, but that's what Mo, these are the same people who come back before the game and say, PSG has been to the final of the Champions League. You guys are useless. You've not been in Champions League for how long? No, hold on. No, here I'm not talking about listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying PSG as the club. People talk about them as though they've been in Champions League all these years. They've played more Champions League than we have in the last few years. So that means that they understand the tournament more than we do. So let's not talk about the players. We're saying as a club, they've been there consistently more than we have. This is our second year back. People talk about Arsenal not having good enough players. Bukayo Saka is not world-class. Your players are not world-class. Then you say, PSG is a better team in the Champions League than you because they have better pedigree. They've gone further than you guys. They've always done better. Now these same people come and say, why are you not dominating them at your home ground? Like, what are you saying? Like, you can't speak through both sides of their mouth.
I think it's more complicated than that, because we go out and we get the lead and we'll have more than 50% possession. We'll go and get our goals and then we'll just shut up shop. And when we shut up shop, that's when the other team gets like 70, 80% of possession. It skews the stats, but they get nothing out of it. It's just like
it's what you do. It's what you do with your possession, Martin. Good to see you again, by the way. And what Arsenal does with the ball. Sorry to butt in. It's just I know I'm in like full-blown Arsenal company, and we play you in 2 match days. I am fucking pumped, man. When it comes down to welcoming teams to the Sun Siro, like I said on my channel before, you guys are a huge team market-wise, a huge guest to welcome. And I swear to God, bro, you guys have the most fans on social media. I can't fucking wait for this game to come around as well. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see Inzaghi versus Arteta. Like, this is why people are building it up as well, because the way that you guys progressively play your brand when you want to have the ball is going to cause us so many problems. And I'm looking forward to us gobbling up those problems, because Inzaghi is the sort of manager that's probably going to cause you guys more problems than anybody that you've played against in a long time. That being said, I've just pretty much finished watching the highlights and the goals and stuff from your game today. So I can't really talk much about your style of play today or what you did, but what I can do is holistically talk about the fact that you're on 4 points, the same as us. It's very hard to map out your Champions League progression with this new format. I couldn't do it with 8 games in front of me. I couldn't look at it and go, are we going to be able to finish in the first 8, or are we going to have to go to a qualifier? But now we're 25% of the way through the group stage. We've both got 4 points each. Do you guys realistically see yourselves cementing one of those top 8 spots without a problem, considering the opponents that you have? You welcome Shakhtar Donetsk, who, by the way, are not as strong as they have been in the last 5 to 10 years. They're actually struggling in the Ukrainian league at the moment. Then you play us, which will obviously be a big test, but you should be all goods to host Monaco as well and to host Zagreb. And then it's just 2 away trips to the Mediterranean in Portugal and Girona. I think that you guys are really poised the same way that we are poised. Looking at it with 4 points after 2 match days, you can sort of start to map out where you think your team can get your points. And I'm just saying right now for Inter, if we can grab 4 points in our 2 match days or 7 in our next 3, inclusive of our fixture against you, we ourselves will be poised for one of those top 8 positions, which in this congested season of 24-25, if you can fast track your European qualification, holy shit, man, the domino that falls for your domestic season in terms of rotation, in terms of recovery, in terms of just being able to strategically plot your calendar, it's a luxury that both of us really want to have for our clubs, boys.
I'm gonna just put this comment up. Mo, PSG had more position. I see all the other super chats. I'm gonna do them now. Mo, PSG had more position. What have they done with it? 3 points is all that matters. I agree with this, right? I agree with this, my friend. But the problem with this is that we're looking at Arsenal and I'm like, are you stamping authority or is that the way you're going to play? Right? Because Martin, by the way, you didn't have 50% position. PSG still had position more than you before you scored your goal. They were 57 versus, I think, 43. That's what it says. My point about this is that this is not the Arsenal way. The way that we know it. Like, I didn't know Arsenal this way, guys. Like all my life, I'm watching Arsenal, and I'm just posting the question. Listen, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm posting the question to the people in the chat and everyone. Maybe this is a brand new, more pragmatic, more mature Arsenal. The Arsenal used to go 90 minutes full on all the time. Maybe that.
Because Mo, at the end of the day, right, the thing about this, the Arsenal way, and I've said it again. I give an example about how our players are dynamic, and you can in-game change players around, and they can play multiple positions. I think Mikel Arteta is building that type of team in play form as well. We set up at the 4-4-2 today. Arsenal normally sets up at the 4-3-3, but we set up at the 4-4-2 today. So Mikel Arteta is doing a whole bunch of different things with this team. This is a team that everybody has said, oh, you don't have a main striker, you're not going to score goals. But we find ways to score goals. Last season alone, I said the same thing. Our defense contributed 15 goals to the pot. Last season, set piece contributed 20 goals in total. Of course, defenders are part of the people who scored those 20 goals. But my point is, this is an Arsenal team that is dynamic now. This is an Arsenal team that can play. In the first half, let's be honest, we played them. We didn't let them have the ball.
No, it was you pressed when you needed.
In the second half, we changed our style and we went into a form where if we don't have the ball, we are still okay. We were still comfortable. We were in second gear throughout. This team was not under any unnecessary pressure.
I didn't think that PSG will ever come back to the game. 1-0.
Yeah.
Ever.
Barring the striking the bar, the post a couple of times. I didn't
even
see
that
how,
shot was like I don't
but
think
it could have.
If it wasn't that, Raya would have saved it.
I'm just saying, barring those 2 incidents, whether Raya saved it or not, the point for me was I just didn't see how PSG are getting back into this game with the way Arsenal set up without the ball. So you can have the ball and pass side to side in your half. You can have the ball. We played more of a mid block today against them. It was only for about a span of about 10 minutes where we actually dropped back.
Do you think this is going to continue the way you play now?
I think because there's a lot of games to play this season, Mikel Arteta has realized that, listen, boys, you can be 2 goals up, and because we can trust our defense, you don't have to go gun-ho and burn yourself out, pull your hamstrings, get hurt, and be out of the game. We have a lot of games coming this season. You have to be pragmatic. So this has to continue in a very intelligent sense as a manager. Maybe what you do is you come in the first half, pumping your goals, be more clinical, get your 3 goals, then lean on your strongest strength, which is your defense, and then play that pragmatic football so our players can rest. Julian Timber played 45 minutes and they had to sub him. Nobody knows what has happened till now.
He's not injured.
I'm not saying he's injured, but I'm saying like that could be a thing of we need to rest you. You're back from an ACL injury. You've played a couple of games. This is what I'm talking about. There's a bit of a maturity in how Arsenal are playing now as regards to playing gun-ho football like we did 2 seasons ago. And when we had a couple of injuries, our players burnt out at the end of the season. So yeah, all I know is that when it comes to things like this type of tournament where we're talking about cup games, all you need is your points. So you go into that
I
game.
agree with you. I agree.
Yeah,
with
you go into that game pragmatically and do what you need to do. This Arsenal way that people want to push on Arsenal's head is what the same thing they said about the game against Man City. Well, we were 10 men and people wanted us to go gun-ho against Man City. It is just an agenda to make Arsenal look bad, to say your football, that your gun-ho football failed you again. And that's what they want to have the power to be able to say. But the fact that they now see that Arsenal play a different style whenever they need to, and they can play in different multiple ways, it just pains them. That's what it is.
I think so. I agree with
Can
you.
I ask a question quick?
You can answer the question.
No, ask a question quickly.
Okay.
You see with the Trossard in the 10, I feel like I'm.
Don't get gassed. Don't get gassed.
How many games has he played in that position now?
Probably like 3
against
Anthony.
which
Last season he played plenty last season, but this season he played 2 that position. 2 now.
Yeah.
And he looked, to be honest with you, just to answer that, he looked very good. Like very good to the point that I'm looking at not only good in terms of creativity, which is what people. I actually think the man of the match today was definitely Trossard. Why? Even though Saka and Havertz scored, the way Trossard, number one, led the attack in terms of driving with the ball, dribbling, the 1-2s, getting out of the press with the 1-2s that he played with Martinelli on the left. It's something that we haven't seen before from Trossard. And everyone cried and everyone said, oh, Trossard is only a bench player. Well, he's responding to me, to everyone, to every single one that said that Trossard is not good. He's responding. He looks very, very good.
But maybe we found his position, because where he ain't got that much of the pace, like the 10 role, you don't really have to have pace, but he's got enough pace to like cause trouble there. And for me, when we play Trossard in that 10, we attack from the left, we attack from the right. When Odegaard is in that role, it's just kind of predictable. I don't know what you look.
No. I think here's the thing. This is that shiny new toy syndrome thing that happens to Arsenal fans, and all of a sudden, no. Let me finish. You said that I totally hear you. The Trossard is great. Trossard looks great.
Dayo would never have said that about Havertz last season. You see,
no.
Dayo has agendas, bro.
What agenda?
He likes some players, bro, and some.
No. What did I say about Trossard? What did I say about Havertz last season?
About Havertz, you were like, wait. Why don't we wait on?
No. I'm giving Trossard his flower. I'm saying Trossard is good in the 10.
Flagging the guy off and saying
I did not say that. What I said is Arsenal. I slagged off Arsenal fans. I didn't slag off Trossard. More, you need to listen. What I said is Arsenal fans like the shiny new. Arsenal fans like the shiny new syndrome thing. Yes, Trossard looks great in the 10. And the reason the right-hand side always looked more balanced for us than last season, that for us on the right-hand side was because we had the Odegaard, the Saka, and the Ben White, right? On the left, we didn't have that. And so every time we brought in Trossard on the left, which is where we played him majorly, we played him at an 8 last season sometimes. We played him at the left winger. We never really played him at the 10. He is good in the 10. So maybe that might become our Odegaard backup. The truth is, on the left-hand side, we now have a bit of a balance as well. And the other thing, again, is Trossard can play across the front three, which is what I like. Again, dynamic players. This is not a position that because we've played him twice and he looks good, Arsenal should change their whole format and now start playing Trossard in the 10. That would just be like the silliest thing.
I'm not saying change your whole format.
I'm seeing Arsenal fans say, who needs Odegaard when you have Trossard? I've been seeing it everywhere.
Dayo, can I ask you
from the terrace in comments?
Hey, Dayo, can I ask you another question quickly? Does Odegaard walk straight back into this team?
Yes, he does.
Come on, Jay.
What the fuck is this
Come on,
question?
Jay.
Is that what we're doing?
Are you serious?
Is that what we're doing, though?
What are we
Yes,
doing,
he does.
Jay?
Wait. So out of all the games Odegaard's missed, right? You would say City one we could have lost or like on the point scale, we're on the right points right now, right? If you like tail it up, if Odegaard was there as well. So why does he just walk into the team when we've been playing good?
Who's better in the 10, Odegaard or Trossard? I want you to answer that question. Who's better in the 10? Who's played more consistently in the 10 that the team is? No, so because we've had to adapt because we had an injury, suddenly the question that hold on, listen, hear me out. This is the problem with being like, oh my God, this is working now. We're going to stick with it. This is like saying, hold on. Hear me out. This is like saying you have a Lamborghini, and then you send it to the dealership for them to tune it up, and then they give you a Porsche 911 Carrera to drive around. and you're like, oh man, I like the way the Porsche sounds. You know what? Yeah, I'm sticking to the Porsche, but you have your Lambo. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It's more complicated than that. 'Cause Odegaard out of possession and running the press and being the captain. We got Marino coming in. There's no need to even consider Trossard is a stopgap solution, and it hasn't been that good. We have to be honest. It hasn't been that fluid compared to what we normally play when we're dominating teams and passing around and keeping them locked in. But we don't do that without.
Martin, hold on.
It sounds like you guys have got a good problem, a really good problem on your hands. Hopefully your manager can take care of it.
Jay, let me say this to you.
What does that do to Trossard?
I'm gonna come in here.
That's why you need a squad, though. That's why you need a squad, Jay. What is Trossard?
I get you.
Let me do my thing here. Let me do my thing, Jay. Do you know what Jay just said, guys? In like without even saying it, that Martin Odegaard is not a superstar. Okay, Trossard played well. Let me finish.
No,
this is how I heard it. Odegaard doesn't walk into this team. Do people say that about KDB? No. People don't say that about Rodri. Jay, Martin Odegaard, if you don't hold him to that position, to that level of him being the guy in that midfield. Oh, so you actually mean that?
Yeah, I don't put Odegaard on KDB.
People that stop saying Modenda at it again. I think that you guys understood what I mean, right? If you are saying that Odegaard doesn't walk into this team, that means you rate him as good as the other guys. He's not special like we do with.
You still haven't answered my question, Jay. My question to you was: my question to you in the 10th position, who's better, Odegaard or Trossard, who has been the stopgap so far? That's just a simple question. I'm just asking, like, who's better?
I hear you, but obviously Odegaard's been there over and over. We've had 2 games with Trossard, so you're gonna say Odegaard, isn't it? So you're kind of
not what I would say. I'm saying what would you say?
Setting me up. You're setting me up. Obviously, I've got to say Odegaard. He's played 2 games, bro.
So good. So my point again is this: like,
all right, go on.
It's exciting. Listen, it's exciting to see that Trossard can take that role and make something great out of it. Which tells us that we've also seen Trossard take on the left wing role and make something amazing out of it last season. We've seen Trossard play as a center forward and make something amazing out of it. My point is, we have a player in Trossard who can do a lot of amazing things. The fact that we have an Odegaard who is a proper out-and-out 10 in that position, when he comes back, he can take that role. And if he's not performing in the game, just like we took out Timber today in 45 minutes, you can put Trossard in. When you say what happens to Trossard, this is why you need a squad. You don't just have 11 players. You have other players on the bench to be able to come in. And it's a good thing to have players of that quality on the bench or to start. This is a good problem that we have. So when people then want to make it an agenda thing, like, does Odegaard walk straight back into this team? Yes, he does. The press that Odegaard gives Arsenal, the press that Odegaard. Jay, let me ask you this. Do you think that Trossard can run the 90 minutes the way Odegaard runs 90 minutes for us, leading the press, playing in those pockets, in the gaps, the way he plays? You think that it's just about the 10 position and being able to have the ball? No. There's a lot of things that come to being the captain that Odegaard brings to this team. You see him where Trossard is not telling players go here, go there. Trossard is playing his game and he's getting instructions from.
But then, if we're gonna be petty like that, I could say with me, I find that Odegaard don't go in for 50-50s. I see Trossard will go in for every 50-50. Is that what you want from your captain? Don't it breathe? No, you're doing that.
So you're going to.
There's always
listen.
Crazy. I want to be taken off this stream if we're going to just continue.
Well, this is just silly. Like I don't. This is why I said Arsenal fans are just the weirdest. We are the weirdest bunch of people.
How are we the weirdest?
Suddenly we have.
You don't have this love for someone that's got you nothing.
It's not about love for someone. Listen.
Hold on. So what does this do to Trossard? What does this do to if Trossard's playing that? Hold on. If Trossard's playing this good right now, and then he just Odegaard comes back from injury and then just walks right back into the squad, what does that do for Trossard? He's basically saying, yeah, no matter what I do, I'm still gonna get benched. I feel like no matter who you are, as Arteta done when he first come with the Aubameyang thing, I don't care who you are, you're like no one's bigger than the club kind of thing. Why don't he show that same like energy with Odegaard?
He didn't do anything bad yet. You are projecting.
Wait. No, I'm not projecting because has Odegaard had a good start to the season? No. Odegaard has missed it. No, we're not doing that, bro. See, everyone. Odegaard has not been good at the start of the season. Trossard has come in and been 10 times better. Why does he not get that position?
Odegaard played 2 games or something and then got
They
injured.
don't, and Trossard's played 2 games.
But Odegaard was our best player last season, in my opinion, by a country mile. He was the most consistent. He's the technical leader of the team. He understands when we need to be attacking, when we need to be defending. Out of possession, he's one of the best that I've ever seen. So, like, Trossard has issues when he's coming inside with the ball. He quite often gets dispossessed when he's away. He's facing away from their goal. He's running backwards. He's not as fast as he thinks he is, and people snatch the ball off him. Odegaard is much better at close control like that. We need to keep possession more, and that's Odegaard's the key to that. And Mo's sniffed an agenda here, which I think he thinks he can run with.
Bro, I didn't say a word.
I can see the smile on your face.
I just want to say this, right? Arsenal beat PSG today, and Arsenal fans automatically want to just start comparing Trossard to Odegaard. Odegaard who's injured. Like this for me. Hold on. This for me is what I call like total insanity.
People love Odegaard.
It is insanity, man.
Crazy.
Odegaard is not even on. He's not even in the squad right now. This guy is out injured, and you've built this whole narrative in your head of the future of what Arteta is going to do, and you're mad at it today. Like it doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you mean?
You've literally said when Odegaard comes back. If they come back tomorrow and tell you Odegaard is out for the season, what are you going to say? Do we know what his injury status still is? We don't. But
when does he come back?
We don't know yet. They haven't said. They haven't even said. They said soon. They're saying soon. We don't even know. The fact that Arsenal fans are still now thinking about the future that you don't know about yet and making it into an issue already right now and saying what will happen to Trossard.
I was asking the question though.
Hold on, listen. Okay, what happens if Trossard drops 2 stinkers back to back after this?
No, but he ain't. We're not doing that.
Don't say he ain't.
We're talking about right now if he comes back.
The same way you can talk about the future about Odegaard I can talk about the future too. So let me give you my own.
But mine. I said
I can't do that, but you can do that.
Go on. Like, really, go on.
Really, if he drops a stinker now, what are we going to say next? What are we going to say? Oh, take him back to the left wing. Let him.
And that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation.
Exactly. There's no need to have this conversation in the first place. Like
I just asked the question, and you
don't
love
that much. Okay, we need to be honest about
it. I don't love you. Ask no. Wait. Listen, I didn't bring up Odegaard
as well. But no, I don't like.
Jay, I didn't bring up Odegaard. I didn't mention Odegaard. You brought up the question because you had the question. Because you have made up a whole scenario in your head of the future of what will happen to Trossard, and you asked it now. And then I say, listen, as the captain, if I'm the manager, he walks back into the team because there's a different role that he plays for me. The way our first 11 plays, we all were panicking when Odegaard got injured. So let's not come and sit here.
Martin will tell you I won. Martin, I'm a lion.
It's not just Jay though, right? There's a whole thing on Twitter. There's an underground discussion started with this no new thing guy. All the tacticos, they're saying that Odegaard is this limited player. Blah blah blah. It's ridiculous. I've been battling this. It's not just Jay, right? I've been battling this for a while where people don't appreciate him, but then people want Winieri to come in, and now it's Trossard. Like they're just really in a rush to like try and find a replacement. People think that Odegaard has this thing called angle bias, where he's not able to make certain types of passes because he's playing on the right. I try not to get to entertain it too much because he's actually way more valuable than just the final pass. He's useful from bringing the ball from the defenders all the way through the midfield, maintaining that possession, recycling it, and turning it into useful attacks. So I feel like it's almost futile. Like if people don't like Odegaard, they're not going to rate him.
I rate Odegaard.
It's not even about rating Odegaard.
You look like you do, bro.
Bro, I'm just not.
Look like you do, bro.
I don't. I see, and that's all. I just watch, and then if I feel like a player's in better form, you shouldn't get back in that squad. That's just how I feel. And
we've got Marino coming in now, so it's going to bring a different dynamic in there. I think it was good to see him get like half a game. Very surprising because he was supposed to be up
for him. So happy to see him. I'm one of it because I like Marino as a player. I like the style. I like the nifty player that also is very strong. You know what I mean? Like he is a player that is strong as well.
Same birthday as Rodri.
But
he gives me a Rodri feeling. He looks like him as well.
He's good on the ball. People just mistaken Moreno for being just a guy that wins duels. Moreno is quality. The technicality is there in terms of passing. And
it was good.
To be honest with you,
it was good to see.
You look at this Arsenal team. Calafiori played right back, looked all right. Kivior looked good as well. Didn't look bad at all.
Gabriel Saliba cleaned everything up.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
I
Saliba.
think it looks very good. The thing about it is that Declan Rice and Thomas Partey look good in a double pivot. That is what people don't realize. They are very close to each other now, and that is something that people don't see. Like, oh, we still play 4-3-3. No, you played 4-4-2 today. It was very obvious. Havertz on the right side a little bit, Trossard to the left, and it looked very good. To me, I'm looking at this team, cup built. I'm waiting for the form in the league to be like, I still can't read Arsenal. And I said, if I'm going to say Arsenal are scary, I'm going to say Arsenal are scary for one thing. I can't read. Inter are playing Arsenal.
They're not predictable. That's the thing.
I said that. Inter are playing Arsenal in 2 weeks.
How was
in a month?
Sorry, I didn't watch the game. How was Calafiori today, and is his injury fully recovered? Because I'm very invested in him having a good time at Arsenal and a good career.
Calafiori looked good. He's a beast.
He has that agenda that Calafiori has to do good for one of the weirdest agendas you guys will ever hear on YouTube ever.
Not weird. It's completely
Go on, let me explain.
It is very strange.
Let me explain.
Keep him out of Turin. If he fails in London, there's only going to be one club
that is
that
his
comes
agenda.
for his
He wants him to do well for Arsenal, so you won't sell him for cheap to Juventus. That is the only reason he wants him to do well, bro.
We just thought that he
Hey, Dio, planning for
the
the future.
No, I mean he's an Inter fan. He's talking about Juventus not getting a good player from Arsenal. I know. That's a good. I mean, hey, if you're planning for the future, that's a good thing to. I mean, that's a good agenda.
The hate has to run deep, man. Otherwise, it can't run at all. So,
no, but he's still looks a bit like good players out of Turin. I'll be a bit honest. Like he looks a little bit like he can get beaten around the outside by really fast guys. Like Hakimi had a couple of runs on him that I saw, but then he got switched to right back. And that's pretty hard to just change over in a brand new team, and he was fine because Timber, who had a really good first half. Did anyone say it was an injury or not, or why he got taken off?
They never said anything.
My point about
Calafiori today. My point about Calafiori, people don't realize it is very hard to play right back as a left-footed, but a lot of right-footed players played left backs. That is the Cancelo plays left back, Cancelo played left. I can't remember a left-footed player that played right back. That doesn't happen often. Nobody does this, and he looked all right. You know, he looked like, he played there for. Let me do the super chat before we continue because there is some of them that needed answers. Dallas Square, we have become very difficult to prepare, not just before the game, but tactically in games. We adapt to any context on and off the ball. Saliba has become inevitable. Saka and Havertz were top comfortable in. And that is why Dallas Square, I said Arsenal looks scary because I can't read them. Inter are playing Arsenal. I can read Man City, bro. I knew exactly how Inter are going to play Manchester City. It was very obvious. You're looking at Arsenal. Arsenal can come to the San Siro and press, or Arsenal can come to the San Siro and defend and play counter-attacks. I can't read how Arsenal are going to play. And I'm sure the oppositions as well in the Premier League, they don't know. Nobody knows. But I bet rivals, bro, there are two teams in the Premier League now that are rattling people. Arsenal and Chelsea, right? Do you know why? Because everyone wanted Arsenal to drop this season and everyone wanted Chelsea to finish 8th. And you see, you just praise anything, bro, about Arsenal. Why? Why do you praise them? They have 30% possession. Why? Why do you praise Arsenal? They're a defensive team. Okay, I have my talk about it. I have my concerns about defensive, but we need to analyze Arsenal as we see them. Why? How do we gonna win that? They never won the Champions League. Well, I'm fucking analyzing. Man City never fucking won the Champions League before fucking winning a treble. But you never analyzing that. But it's only when it comes to Arsenal analyzing a competition game, a cup competition team. No, why? Why you're simping to Arsenal?
Yeah. I told you we were the most hated, and you didn't believe me. But like deep down, people really hate us. They do not want us to succeed.
For no
I
reason.
Don't think so.
For no reason. No, Mo, it is true. Mo, it is true. Let me say this to you, Mo. If an Arsenal fan says, "Oh, Arsenal played well today," and most rival fans, what they'll say is, "Oh, PSG were poor," and I'm like, no, but Arsenal made them look poor because Arsenal played very well. and that's why PSG did not look good to you. No, PSG were poor. Arsenal did not. And I'm like, okay. And then the next thing they'll say is, you Arsenal fans just want us to give you praise. And I'm like, what are you talking about? If the team played well, the team played well. When they play horrible, we call it out. It's that simple.
One example for you, Anthony, is Calafiori. You know his goal he scored against Man City? That cracker he scored against Calafiori?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Bro.
So
I was running off my couch myself.
Do you know that the first thing they said he was crossing, right? You know, do you know the first thing that ran in English from the rivals?
Yeah,
that
it was to be a cross.
And they got every angle to prove that he was crossing. Every single angle, bro, just to prove he was crossing.
Even mobile phone angles from the stand of people. They went and searched the web for people that had their phones on. And I'm
there
like,
was no one to cross to.
It was crazy. Like there was no one in the 18. It's very far from being a cross. He was literally aiming for the goal. But people just have to.
These levels of agenda, like they're very sickening on a psychological level, man. Like people just need to enjoy the game and get on with it because this ego battle between fan bases is absolutely exhausting.
Social
I'm here for the
ride. Man, that's what we watch it for
pure. I know, but I watch it for pure entertainment.
I hate every other fan if it ain't an Arsenal fan. Straight.
I think what's crazy for me is the fact that like there's times that we can actually just sit and talk football. And then there's times that we can talk through the megaphone of banter. Like everything doesn't have to be through banter. Like that's the part that kills me. Like you watch a game of football, like when I watched Chelsea play, and I was like, wow, these guys, like pure football, these guys look good. Like I can say that as a rival. Now, I come and diss them. If I want to diss them as a banter, we can have that conversation too later. But we can talk about the football and what we think is good and bad about it. But but as far as they're concerned. All 6 games we played this season, you know what everybody has said? Aston Villa were poor. Remember that? Atalanta, they were poor. Bolton was poor. That's why they did not beat us. City were poor. Everybody that Arsenal has played this season were poor. Arsenal did not play anything.
But they did the same for Chelsea, and you have to understand
for the ride.
You know that they did the same. Bro, it doesn't matter who Chelsea win against or Palmer score. Oh, the opposition is shit. It's poor. Mikel Arteta has said it many times. There is a difference between position for the sake of it and meaningful position. He lets some opposition have the ball in specific areas. I hear it. I hear what Mikel Arteta is saying and is doing. We are exactly the same. Inter are exactly the same. We don't have position for the sake of it. We don't just pass the ball around. We just don't.
Can I say one thing as well? Have you noticed that every time we do the low block and like make people come on to us, no homo, he has like, no matter what, it's always the centre backs on the edge of the box that are getting the ball. So we're not kind of scared. He's got it to where, like City, when we played City, it was who is it? Diaz and was it Stones? I can't remember the other centre back, but it was them two that were getting it on the edge, and it's not really a threat, is it? So I think that's something that he's done again. You just got to keep praising him, man. That's what I want.
Possession stats, like I don't remember, like possession hasn't been a useful stat in football for like, I don't know, 10, 15 years, because that used to be the only thing that teams used to record about the game. Like none of this XG stuff. It just used to be like, what was your possession? Now they'll judge based on like how much you had, but it's really useless most of the time. Possession doesn't equal goals.
Very true. But I want to say this.
We know whose fault it is. We know whose fault.
Can I say this? Saka's goal.
Possession.
Do you know who brought the first phase? But we had possession. But we had possession. You know who brought that phase?
No.
It's
Ten Hag.
Barcelona. No, it's Barcelona team. But we had possession. They always said that, Barcelona team. Every time they lost a game, but we had possession.
We had the most possession. Yeah.
But we had the most position in the game. So it became like position is the thing now.
It's ridiculous. I just think that I wanted to say they credited Saka with that second goal for Arsenal today. That goal should have been credited to Nicolas Yoba. It's not. They should not put it on Saka's name.
Don't do that. He's got little man in a headlock.
people forget Enrique is a world-class coach.
That's my baby.
I'm gonna say this. This notion that Luis Enrique is a world-class coach is completely and utterly wrong, because he won with Barcelona, having Neymar, Messi, Luis Suarez, Iniesta. This front three guys were unplayable at that time. He went to Roma, and Anthony can tell you, failure. Complete failure, Luis Enrique, right?
Mm.
At the end, he plays good position football. But Luis Enrique is not a wonder coach. Like, he wouldn't turn, you know what I mean? What is it called? There's something into water, whatever.
Water
Wine into
into
wine.
Water into wine. Or
Water
whatever.
into wine. Yeah.
Water into wine. He's not that guy. You know my point? He's not that guy. Luis Enrique. Yeah, he will teach you some stuff, but he's not that guy.
I was a little
Mr.
disappointed in them today because I thought that they would be actually connecting.
I actually
more
thought
faster.
today they had no plan.
Well,
Or the plan
they
was
didn't
to
ticky
look
tack or
horrific.
anything. They just
It's nothing, bro. It was
down the wings.
nothing. It was nothing.
I'm really
Saka
looking forward to
coach was-
welcoming Arsenal, Mo, because we always have a plan. Inzaghi is practical with the ball. When we have the ball, we are always trying to make something happen. If it looks shit, it looks shit. But one thing I will never fault Inter on, or fault us on, under Inzaghi, when we have the ball, we look to make something happen with every single possession. And
But
I'm so excited for this game, man, because I hope it's really, really challenging. It will be.
I'm gonna come to the game, but at first I'm gonna do something else. Okay, Saka quotes on style of play on X Tiki Taka corner. I don't know what that means. I don't know,
That's
Mr.
the
Gasper. I don't know
guy
what he
on
said. What did he
X.
say?
Yeah.
What did
big
he
up
say?
Connor.
I have no idea.
Basically, I think he's shouting out his channel, I think, or his TikTok. I'm not sure.
No,
It's like a Saka quote on that TikTok
Saka
account.
quote on something.
Oh,
I don't know what it is. Gasper, man, can you tell me, Mr. Gasper? Can you tell me, please? AMT is saying we have more control with Odegaard. It's a fact. Yes. You cannot argue this. There is no argument here. Odegaard means control. Odegaard means more composure on the ball, less frantic football. Bro, this is just it's a given thing.
Would you say it was frantic today?
A little bit, yes. A little bit. It was quick football. Like I thought.
But we was never in.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something. With see Trossard trying to dribble 3-4 players in the midfield. You just won't see that.
Would you say
Guys,
so? You
guys, Trossard dribbled 3 players before he delivered the cross to Kai Havertz. You normally don't see Arsenal doing this in the midfield. You just don't. With Odegaard, it's more, we're going to pass the ball into the opposition's half. We're going to pass the ball into the opposition's area. We're going to play these intricate passing between the lines to reach the opposition.
But Mo, is that another question where is that because Trossard can do that and Odegaard can't?
I actually don't think Trossard has this in his locker every game.
I'm just saying. I was just asking.
Are you telling me that Trossard is the guy that you're gonna rely on individual ability to dribble 3-4 guys to create?
No. I just asked the question. That's all.
I don't think so. The answer is no.
No, we've seen Trossard when he's flopped games playing 90 minutes. We've seen that in the past last season. But I'm saying we've seen him come off the bench and be amazing. I'm not saying Trossard is the bad player. Look, I rate Trossard. Don't get me wrong. But this narrative that you're these questions you're asking, a narrative, it doesn't make any sense because he's just filling in as a stopgap. We know that the reason Arsenal fans panicked when Odegaard got injured. Who's going to replace him? Arsenal fans screamed and said, "Oh, play Isanu Nwaneri, play Isanu Nwaneri." Arsenal fans are losing their mind. Nobody thought Trossard could do it. So the fact that he's able to is a good thing for us as a team. It means we have dynamism in our squad depth. It doesn't mean that right after that, we're now going to rely on him. Well, we know that we can rely on him in other parts. Honey.
Okay, let me. Okay, another one. This guy is mad. Odegaard is 10 times better than Trossard.
Listen, and people are missing the point. I'm saying, I'm not saying that Odegaard ain't, but I feel like Odegaard is the better player. But on form right now, Trossard's in form. Does he just come? That's all I was saying. I wasn't saying who was the better player.
Jay, you have to put it into consideration before a player is deemed fit enough to get back on the pitch. In training, the manager, the coaches, everybody see what happens in training. When they get back into training and they train, and Odegaard is back. For example, Merino back in training yesterday. Most people think that it was yesterday he came back into training. No, he's been training on his own and probably with the first team for a little while. But yesterday was when it was the first official public announcement of it. Players don't just get thrown in, they get bled in days before. And if Trossard gets in there and there's a game plan against the team where Trossard is the more suited player for that role, he walks right back in immediately. That's how you set up your team as a manager. You don't, you can set it up based on who.
I don't feel that's the case with us.
You might be informed, but not be the right player for the next team we're about to play. If it's a team that plays a certain style, you might be informed. Because we don't have superstar players that can carry the ball and do all that crazy stuff. And Trossard doesn't have this in his locker consistently. We've seen him enough to know that it's not going to be consistent. He's not giving us 9 out of 10 like this every single game he's played. We know that. We know he's an amazing player. He gives his all, but he's not consistent. So let's not do this comparison.
Let me AMG Gunnar, you say Durag, you say Jay is tripping. I don't think he's tripping at all. He literally raised the question. He just asked the question. He's not tripping at all.
And
guys, there's still over 1,000 people here.
It's a loaded question, though. It's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question, but
it's a loaded gun.
I hate this notion that people aren't allowed to ask questions.
No, you can ask the question, but you know you're going to get heat from it. He knew.
I don't mind it though.
He knew it.
Let me finish this. Guys, stop this. I'm not even swapping Odegaard for any number 10 in the world. You would. Why are we even having this convo? Trossard is a great squad player, period. Would you not swap Odegaard for KDB, AJ?
Not now.
Would you not?
Not now.
No,
not now.
No.
Maybe 2 years ago, 100%.
I wouldn't swap Marino for Gundo either.
AJ, fair enough. Guys, hit that like button. Guys, let's get to 500 likes live. We still have like 1,100 people here. Hit that like button. AMG, Dio, we are trolling rivals for saying we won't make it to that Odegaard. We are not comparing.
Oh no, let's stop this. Let's stop this cap. Maybe you're trolling rivals, but you go onto Twitter and see Arsenal fans meltdown when Odegaard got injured. Go look at the meltdown. This is why I said this fan base, this Arsenal fan base.
Rightfully so, Dio.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But these are the same people now who, because they've seen Trossard playing that role 2 games and it looks good, are saying, oh well, you know what? Yeah, Trossard can do the job. We don't need Odegaard. These are the people. They panicked when Odegaard got injured. Now they say they don't need Odegaard.
Yeah,
because they have Trossard. Is that wishy-washy? That's the thing.
That wasn't me though, Dio. Trust me.
That's not you. I'm talking about
in 2022-23, we played City at home and dominated the ball. Pep recorded the lowest position in his career, 34. We lost 3-1. Mikel Arteta learned sense, 100%. 100%. I have 2 questions left on this show. The number one is going to be about Inter and Arsenal, the game, since we have myself and Anthony here, says Champions League night. But at first, I want to ask a question. I was presented with the thing that HUSAM pressed Martin earlier on the show to say that Arsenal are favorites to win the Premier League because Rodri is injured. And I want to hear the people in the chat, rivals.
Make a poll.
Do you think, and I want everyone, there's 1,000 people here, more, yes or no, are Arsenal favorites to win the Premier League now? Or is it only pressure from rivals? So when Arsenal don't win it, they say, oh, you failed. There is no Rodri. But people forget that Odegaard is injured.
My point wasn't that we weren't necessarily favorites. It's that Liverpool should be included. I think there's like a 33% chance of each team at the moment, fairly evenly.
Really?
And Liverpool refused to.
Liverpool? Say that again. Can you clarify that again? Say that again.
I think we've got the same chance as Liverpool as City right now. I think it's fairly even. Liverpool they've got the experienced world-class players and the mentality from doing it before. Same with City. So we're just like a ragtag bunch of crap players that no one rates and a shitty manager, and somehow we're favorites. It doesn't really make sense, but here we are. You know what the narratives are, right? You don't rate any of our attackers. Liverpool have better attackers than us. I think midfield-wise, maybe it's like close, and defense-wise, we're pretty sure.
Is finished. Odegaard is injured. Moreno is not great.
Rice is overrated.
Rice can make passes. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have the defense though.
We have Gabriel and Saliba, and that's pretty much it. And Raya, but he's second best keeper to Alisson, etc., etc. I think it's close. I don't think Liverpool should get a free pass and sit out of the conversation.
They do. Oh, we don't have depth.
Yeah, Liverpool.
We don't have depth. Oh, no pressure.
Anthony might have a good out.
Don't press me. I don't know. Anthony, watch this.
It's a narrative that they're trying to set up. Basically, at the end of the day, what most people are trying to do is make Arsenal commit. Look, even with Rodri, I said we're winning the league this season. So you can take that to the bank. Before Rodri was injured, before Rodri even got on the pitch, before City actually fielded him, I said we were winning the league. And the reason I said it is because it's simple. This same team, minus the players that we got last season, were just 2 points away from winning the league. We won the same number of games that City won. City didn't win more games than us. City drew more games than us. That's what happened. We lost 2 games, and City drew 7 and lost 3. We did what? We drew 5 and lost 5. And so for me, winning 28 games, the same as City, and 2 points away. This same team, with a bit of addition, more maturity, a little more experience this time around, knowing fully well that the fine margins are not losing games like Brighton 10 men, not losing games like City 10 men, going in there and making sure that you're getting the points regardless of what it is. You know, that's the reason.
So you agree that you are the best team in the best position to win the league then?
No, I'm saying that we are in a better position to win the league this year than we were last year. Now we've
No. Forget than last year. Are you the team now that is ahead, in your opinion, to win the Premier League? So you have the biggest chance to win the Premier League. But you literally just said 2 points.
I know, that's what I'm saying. And so Mo, again, if you listen to understand what I say, you hear me again. The reason why I say that Arsenal will win the league this season, I did not say that we are more poised to win it, but I say we can win it this season. We will win it this season. Honey. The reason why I say Arsenal is going to win the league season is we have 1 additional year of experience. We were 2 points from winning the last season. A couple of games. Hold on. Sorry. I'm stuck with my kids.
It's okay. But I don't think Man City stay still. Man City have not stayed still. They've brought through young players. They got Gundogan. You know, they got Savinho. So it's not like we're competing against last year's Man City. It's like a new challenge. So
I don't think it's
we were favourites before the transfer window ended. But then I was expecting us to get a striker. We didn't get a striker. So now I feel like we left it open. Sorry, Anne.
I don't think it's fair to put anyone else. One sec. I don't think it's fair to put anyone else as favourites besides the defending champions until they show signs on the pitch that they're stuttering on a technical reason, on a tactical reason, or you drop injuries, which is why title talk in October should be a non-factor. But I think that you guys are poised to compete for it. You've got the men. You've got the Arteta. I've been a fan of his work at you guys for a while, and I don't want to say things that open up a can of worms for conversations because I know you Arsenal guys will talk me into tomorrow, and it's only 9 o'clock in the morning Wednesday. But I just want to highlight that while it's not fair to put anybody else as City as favourites, you guys should be able to go the distance with them, but every team is 1 or 2 bad injuries away, and you're going to see the full grunt of it this calendar season. It's despicable, man. There are international breaks up the arse right when people should be focusing on prime European fixtures. This season, it's not really going to matter who's the best in patches of play. It's going to be who's got the endurance factor and who's got the strongest starting 11s consistently over a calendar year. Because some teams could really fall into the abyss with 2. We all know how 1 to 2 to 3 injuries can completely reshape a tactical setup. So like I squeezed in earlier in this conversation, you guys have got a good problem on your hands over, provided Odegaard does come back fit at some point. That's going to be a problem that every manager will lick their lips with in terms of rotating with heavy calendar congestion.
Yeah, but I can't wait for the intergame. Hold on. But Rodri already is injured throughout the season. The most important player is out.
Of course,
just say what Anthony just said.
No, but that's what.
Hold on, Dayo.
Okay.
Anthony just said injuries are not injuries. Okay, so Rodri's out. Okay, Anthony. So that changes the equation now.
You said
he's out for the whole season.
It definitely hedges it slightly into the rivals of Manchester City's favor, but it's not definitive because it's a Pep Guardiola Manchester City team. It'd be very different if you were talking about us and Nico Barella went down injured. And even just saying that makes me shit myself completely. But if he went out injured, then we'd have a right to sit there and go, yo, we do not have the depth to cover his ass. We don't have the mental depth to cover what he brings onto the pitch when he's starting and even when he's on the bench. This is a really bad injury. Rodri going out is a bad injury, but I am sure that the likes of Gundogan, Grealish, Bernardo Silva are up to the task, man. Are up to the task. Kovacic is up to the task for covering it in any way, shape, or form. I don't watch the Premier League as often as you guys do. I try to catch at least the big sides fixtures every single weekend, but I have no doubt that it's going to be a dent in their quest for major honors. I think it's going to be more of a dent in their quest for the Champions League in those big moments where knockouts are just crucial. But in terms of their pursuit for the league, I don't think this is going to rattle Pep too much in terms of that quest there.
All right.
I know he's a big player, and I know I'm so sorry, man. I know he's a huge player, but how many have they won in a row now? 4?
But they've never won it without Rodri being fit the whole season.
This is Rodri's 3rd season with them, right? 3rd or 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, it's a big factor. I can see why you guys are licking your lips over it, but it couldn't have happened to a better. It couldn't have happened to a better.
I am.
Like, but the funny thing for me was, like, even before Rodri played and got injured, I said we were in a better position to go on this time around and win the league. Arsenal should be winning the league this season. We don't have an option. We've done everything that we need to do to this point to be able to get over that line. If we're not winning the league this season with or without Rodri, my thing is, like we're not going to play Man City 38 times this season. That's the thing. So Rodri or no Rodri, we're going to play them twice this season. And in those 2 times that we're going to play them, we should play them, take points away from them, and then go on and beat every other team that we know we're capable of beating. That's how we win the league. So for me, the most important thing is we have gotten close enough to Man City to be able to cause them problems. Unlike 2-3 seasons ago, when Man City would beat us, take points away from us, and just go on and run away with the league. Last season, it was until the last day of the season that we knew they were going to win it, but it had to be on the last game. So my thing again is we've done enough, we've learned enough over the last 2 seasons, coming 5 points behind.
I don't think you're answering the question at all.
I've made my statement about us winning the league simple. Now, the Rodri
I'm
thing,
asking you the question: are you the best team in the league now to win the Premier League?
How can anybody say who the best team is? Like, are you really going to say after 6 games?
Yeah, I can say the best team in the league now is Manchester City. I can say
that is not a.
That's my opinion, bro. That's my opinion. The best team in Serie A is
no.
The
If
best
you're
team in
talking
Serie A
about
is Inter.
No, but Mo, your question was not best. If you're saying best team, yes, Man City is a better team than us. They have better players. I'm not arguing about
the whole point.
But that was not your question. Your question was about winning the league. It wasn't
No,
about
the
which
question
team
was
was
about
better.
favorites.
Your
You can win
favorites,
against the odds. You can be 20% chance to win and think that your team's going to win, and that's great. But thinking your team's not going to win doesn't really help the debate, because you're trying to look at each team's abilities, their squad, and their manager, and say, okay, this is that team's objective percentage, not your subjective. I think.
Thank you, Martin. That is my question. It's not about what.
Then be clear about the question. If you're talking about, for me, if you're talking about better team, then better team is a better team.
The question,
no. Your question was favorites to win. Favorites does not mean that you look. Some teams. Hold on. Overall, who was the better team last season? Who won the league and who was the better team overall last season?
Awesome.
What does that have to do with this?
Exactly my point. So a better team because we played. If you look at the stats,
because that's in hindsight, bro.
But that's my point, though. My point again, your question was favorites, not better team. And then you came with better team. Man City has a better squad than we do. I'm not arguing about that.
That doesn't make any sense, bro. You're not making any sense, Dayo. Let me tell you why you're not making any sense. Let me now respond to you. Everyone when you build predictions, there are 2 ways to build predictions: hopes or logic. Logic means the team you think the best are favorites. The team you think second best are second favorites. The team you think third best in every single aspect, in depth, in quality, in manager, whatever. So that it's a very simple question. If you say team X are favorites, but you don't think they are the best, that means your predictions are illogical, my friend. No, you're not, Mo, because the favorite is the defending. Let me say what again? I'm going to say this again. The favorites are always the defending champion. It's like boxing. Who is the favorite to win a fight when you're going up against Mike Tyson? That's always the favorite. The favorite. No. So when you ask me who the favorites are, the favorites are not Arsenal because we're not the defending champion. The favorites are not Liverpool because they're not the defending champion. The favorites are Manchester City because they are the defending champion and current holders of the EPL. Now, who do I think is a better team to win the league this season based on what I've seen from the window, squad depth, and everything that has happened so far? I think Arsenal is in a better position to go on and win the league. That's all I'm saying. That's why I answered your question the way I answered it. Because to me, favorites is not about who the best has the better squad or better. Favorites is who's the last guy that won it. That's the favorite.
Here's the hypothetical for you, Dale. Man City are the favorites. They're the defending champions. But then this court case happens. It's really crazy. And 130 charges land and they get relegated. They're not the favorites anymore. So someone else has to be like
somebody else has to. But I've answered that aspect. I said Arsenal is the team that I think is going to win the league. Even though
you think, but it's an objective. Like we're trying to assess from an objective, like on paper. Who? It's not about belief in our own team. You know. That's what I'm trying to get away from. But
Everyone
anyway, I've
believes
got
in
another
the
question.
team, bro. Everyone believes in the team.
But it's not belief. You asked me who the favorites were. I say Man City are the favorites because they're defending champions. Then I go on to say the person who is going to, I think, is going to win the league, and I believe has what it takes to win the league, is Arsenal, because we've learned and we were just 2 points away from who the favorites are. Now, the favorites can still go. Who the favorites were? I mean, basically from last season. So my point is, if you ask me who the favorites are, it is still Man City because they are defending champions. Done. Simple. Now, the favorites could change 32 games into the season, 36 games into the season. Leicester were not favorite.
Red Lion Taranga, I appreciate you so much.
Red Lion Taranga,
no. 16, 17.
Hey, Leicester were not favorites until game 30, 32, 33 of the season, when people realized that Leicester could go on to win it. From the beginning of the season.
That is next season.
From the beginning of the season of 20.
No. That was the next season, Dio. Leicester
won it
2015, 16.
Yeah.
No. Leicester won it 15, 16. Do you believe that in 16, 17, Leicester were the favorites?
Yeah. Yes, because they were the defending
champions. My God.
Dio, now you're no, Dio. I can't let you do that. Now you're just
no, Jay. You are going to this. I said my.
Let him respond, Jay. Let him respond.
My definition.
You put yourself in a hole, Dio.
No. There's no hole. See how you're gonna get out of it. No, there's no hole. If you choose not to listen to what my definition of favorite is, my definition of favorite is the defending champion. You are the favorite because you won it the last. You are the person who did it before anybody else. So you're the favorite. Going into the next season, you will be titled the favorite. Now, if another team comes in halfway through the season and outdoes you, they become the favorite. That's all I'm saying. So let's stop this. My definition of favorite is the last winner of the EPL is the favorite. Simple. I'm not basing it based on squad or team or whatever it is they're saying.
Dio, you really went into that next season thinking, yeah, Leicester gonna win.
No. It's not about whether I think they're going to win it. I'm saying the title favorite is to the person who won it last. That's what I label the person who won it last as that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're going. I have just like I've labeled City the favorites, right? I've said Arsenal is going to win it this season. You see where I stand? I've labeled City the favorites, but I've said Arsenal is going to win it. My point is, I labeled them a boxer. It's like UFC. Who's the favorite to win the fight between Kamaru Usman when he was champion and the challenger? The favorite is usually the champion. That's all I'm saying. That's the favorite. Somebody else can come and take it off your hand. I don't have a problem with them taking. Arsenal is winning this season, but the favorites are simply City. It's a label.
So I've got another question, Jay. Is it your birthday, or what's the happy birthday stuff about? Like,
no, it was yesterday, but I do the Twitch thing in it, the gaming. So I just Hey, 22. What are we gonna get a happy birthday for me?
Yeah, man, we'll sing it for you.
Come on, then. What are we doing?
22.
No, it's not 22.
Happy birthday to you.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday, dear JJ.
I would not have picked 22.
By the way, I'm just gonna say this for the record. I believe what Dai just said is a load of waffle, right? It is his opinion. Okay, let me just finish. We let you talk. It is a load of waffle for many, many reasons that I don't think anyone agrees with him. But it's his definition. Dai decided to define the word favorite differently than what we define it. That's the thing. Jay is not 22, guys, but let's just say he's 22.
I am 22. Don't do that.
So sorry, Mo. This guy's on crack. Odegaard for Trossard. My guys, he raised the question. So he raised the question.
Sorry, Mo, but this is what I mean about the Arsenal fan base. Odegaard is untouchable, bro. You can't say a word about him. It's crazy.
Yeah, don't you forget it.
You are smart, Mo. We were Greece, the best team that won 2004, but that's why they were never favorites. What you guys don't understand is that the word favorites mean the best team in the best place to win a competition. That is it. That is the word favorites mean. There's favorites 1, 2nd, 3rd. Like, for example, if the fastest guy in the trials went to a race, that is the favorites to win it. They might lose it for whatever reason, but they were the favorites. Right?
Yeah, the betting on
say that again. The fastest guy, right?
So the fastest guys in trial, right?
Yeah.
Right? when we go to the race, right? They are
They're
the
the favorites
favorites to win it.
So in football,
let me finish now.
in football,
Let me give you the
rate the favorites?
hypothetical now. Let me give you the hypothetical. Man City won and this is it. I'm just telling you this. It's a hypothetical that I don't think you can beat. If Man City won it last season and they lost Haaland, KDB, right, Foden, and they didn't replace them, are they still favorites to win the Premier League because they won it the season before? And you got Mbappe, for example. Let's say hypothetical. Arsenal got Mbappe in the summer, and City lost Haaland, KDB, and Foden or Rodri. Are Arsenal now the best team or the favorites? Yes. City are not favorites. It's very simple, Dayo. I think that explains. Are Arsenal the best team? If they are the best team in your eye, they are favorites. If they aren't, that means City.
That is not the definition of favorites to me, though. So I mean,
okay, it's fine. You explain.
You can pull up the Webster dictionary definition, and you can pull up the odds betting definition and see what the difference is. This idea that we sit on streams with football chants and say things like, "Oh, the favorites means that's the best team." No, like the team to me that won last season. How do you say who was the best team last season? The winners. That was it.
Forget they might not be the best team this season.
I know, but here's my point, though. But then they are the favorites this season.
I disagree with that, but let's move on from this because I want to ask a question.
They are the favorites this season. It's that simple.
Okay, we did this question. Scullix is saying Dayo doing the same thing he did last year, where he used the example that Bayer Leverkusen weren't favorites when it was clear they were. Same old trick. Bayer Leverkusen were not favorites last season.
They were not favorites last season until they started doing it. The fact that your brain cannot comprehend this thing, Scullix 6, and you're a moderator, I don't even understand what level of thinking that you're putting into this. How can you sit there and say Leverkusen at the beginning of the season were the favorites to win the league? That was not possible. It was always a Bayern. And then Leverkusen started showing the signs, and that will change when you have gone into multiple games in the season. That's when you're like, oh, Leverkusen, now this year, Leverkusen to me are the favorites to win the league because they won it last year. That's how I rate it. That's all I'm saying. So what part of that don't you understand?
I still believe in the beginning of the season, Bayern were the favorites. But the favorites does not need a new definition. Fine, anyone can define the words. It's a free world now. Anybody can define anything, whatever they need.
But I think there's a difference between personal favorite and groupthink favorite, like who everyone thinks is the favorite.
But that's why I'm asking each one individually, Martin.
Yeah.
By the way, some people say Arsenal are the best team.
Yeah. It's like a betting odds thing. If people are the favorites, they have the lowest odds.
Are Arsenal fans scared of calling themselves and being confident of winning the league because of what happened last 2 seasons?
I said we're winning the league.
I said we're winning. I said we're winning the league.
Yes.
I said that earlier.
And
so
I
don't.
see people in the chat saying you must. Yes, we will. Don't worry. It's okay. We will.
Clip
I don't know.
Clip it.
We
will.
I just don't know.
We will.
But listen, I want to ask a last question before we end. Then on Interplay Arsenal in 3, I put a chest out. I think we are favorites to win that game. We have to. We're the better team at our ground, in my opinion. Arsenal have a lot to like a lot of weapons, especially defensively, not offensively. But I still believe that Inter will be able to win this game. We are favorites. If we don't win the game, I think it's a failure. If we draw, I think I'll be okay with that, to be honest, in this competition. I don't know how you guys see it. I'm going to ask Anthony first. How do you see this Arsenal team coming to the San Siro?
Arsenal will come to the San Siro thinking that they should win, which is rightfully so. A club of that stature needs to think that they should win the same way that a club of our stature is never going to welcome anybody to the San Siro and say that we are not going to win. Even if it's Man City or Real Madrid, we always have to win at home at the Miazza. I'm really looking forward to the test because when you play in Serie A, the majority of teams that come to your stadium, especially with the form and the tactical identity that we have had in the last 3 seasons, they come to our stadium not to play football. And we always have to break down teams. The only teams that have really come to the San Siro to play us into the pocket has been Napoli under Luciano Spalletti and AC Milan in one of the derbies under Inzaghi in their first season. But other than that, no team has come to the San Siro in Italy and have tried to play our brand or even tactically try to measure up to us. They've just tried to low block us and hit us on the break. It's not going to happen with Arsenal. It's going to be the polar opposite.
Why is not going to happen? They do that.
No, I don't think that they will not. But look who you're comparing them again to. You're talking about Arsenal, yes, fair enough. In the
They
great
did
scheme of
this
European
against
football,
Spurs. They do this against Man City. They did this.
and
Okay.
just by the caliber of the teams that you're saying now, Arsenal might do that on their level, but they don't do it on an Empoli level or a Lecce level or a Cagliari level or a
No, of
Monza
course
level
not.
or exactly. So it's
They
still
do
going
it.
to be
They do it better though.
But I don't feel like we do like the counter-attack thing. I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans feel like we're not very good at counter-attacking. What we'll do is we'll have periods where we're defensive, but then we will push possession into your half and hold possession there, and then potentially get a corner or score a goal or something like that. It's not like we'll sit back and then look for that lightning fast goal. I think there's a difference there. We have moments where the ebb and flow of the game just sort of happen.
You will definitely play on a set piece that game. Definitely.
So let's think if we can think about who's going to line up for Arsenal on the day, and you know how we're going to line up on the day. This is where Inzaghi will pick his team very carefully for this game. Prior to that, you know, we play young boys, I think, in the next match day. So we need to get 3 points when we travel to Switzerland to win that game. Otherwise, this Arsenal game becomes a shaky one. So if we can get the 3 points when we travel away there, we'll be in a good position to set up the way we want to against Arsenal. With Zoma at the back, a very fit back three, hopefully, of Bastoni, Acerbi, and Pavard. We'll probably start with Denzel Dumfries, and by that point, Nico Barella will be back from his very short injury, hopefully. Barella, Hakan. Hopefully, by that point, Henrik Mkhitaryan has been relegated to the bench because that's our weak point at the moment. Big ups to what he's done since he's come to the club. But Agent Mickey is, he's fading very, very quickly, man. I'm hoping that Zielinski's spike in minutes recently should be integrating Zielinski into that game, and Zielinski has been played some Champions League minutes today, so I have a feeling by that point he'll be starting in that pocket role, and then Federico Di Marco will be the left wing back, and he'll definitely start with Thuram and Martinez in that game. However, all us Inter fans were very impressed with Mehdi Taremi's performance today. He got man of the match. He bagged a goal and 2 assists, I think, actually.
Yeah.
He was really, really good today. Really good on the press, forced the ball to turn over. Obviously, Red Star is not the toughest team in Europe, but they're not an easy team by any way, shape, or form. They score goals for fun in Serbia. So I think that both teams by match day 4 are going to be in a great position to both snatch 3 points, and the winner of that game will be in pole position to secure a top 8 finish.
Yeah, 100%.
Straight into the round of 16.
AMT here is saying Arsenal will stink it out at Inter, but I think you mean I like it, but you hate it. I hate it, but I love it. You're gonna stink out the place, of course, at Inter. To be 100%, you're gonna play on the. Think about it. Is that if there is a team that will stop Inter from scoring, it's Arsenal. 100%. Say that again.
Oh, there's some horrible fans in this chat, like knowledge-wise. It's hilarious. I love watching it. Never mind.
Just tell me. You can put out the comments that you want. Show me.
I think there's a lot of Arsenal fans that genuinely don't know a lot of history about our club, and I find that to be at least a little bit funny. Jack Napier, Inter was Spurs before, like, cuz we've got 20 league titles and a goddamn treble in the last decade and a half, bro.
I don't know what Jack Napier like watches, but he was always like watching that before. I'm gonna say is that us and Arsenal aren't on the same stratosphere in terms of like trophies and success. In terms of fan base, because Arsenal play in the best league in the world, the most watched league in the world, the fan bases aren't comparable. There is not a lot of people that speak Italian around, so we aren't in the same stratosphere. And that is not me bantering Arsenal.
I'm just going to reply to his questions. He goes, what about the 2000s? We've got 5 league titles from 2006 to 2010, and I think treble. a Coppa Italia. Well, the treble, I guess, would count in the 2010s, but yeah.
But don't worry about it. But to be honest, we aren't in the same stratosphere.
Treble, did you win the champs? Is that in there as well?
Yes, it's treble, yes. So we aren't in the same stratosphere.
A lot of people don't know about Inter Milan, AC Milan. They don't know about this. Like in the 90s when I was supporting Arsenal, we're growing up. These were the clubs that are running Europe. These were the clubs that are destroying everybody in Europe, literally. So
every player wanted to go to Inter, AC Milan, or Juventus. Let me tell you how crazy it was.
Let me tell you how crazy it was.
I can't hear you, cuz. Sorry.
They ain't gonna let you, bro.
Okay. Can I just say about the game?
All I'm gonna say is that you guys, that Inter broke the record of transfers when R9, right, wanted to move to Italy to play for Inter from Barcelona. Once you think about that, you'll know how times changed.
This pissing competition is fun and all, but like I'm more concerned about the current day. You know, we can live in the past. Arsenal's been accused of being history of the
and even in the current day, we are in the same. You haven't won the league in 20 years. We just won the league twice.
But we're both cornerstone clubs of our respective leagues.
And the leagues are weaker, but fine.
Yeah, no one really cares about that Pizza Cup.
For you, then. Anyway. Maybe for you.
No one cares about the Pizza Cup, Mo. Come on.
For you.
Come on, Mo. You don't even care. You're going to celebrate.
No, I do care. But the coverage of Italian football has been atrocious because the people that ran it in the last 10 years, you guys are. Italy sell their broadcasting right 10th the value of the Premier League or less. Just think about that number.
And they always sell it in the last 48 hours before the first ball is kicked. It drives everybody insane in every country in the world. There was a whole host of countries that didn't even get to see match day 1 because whoever the broadcaster was streaming it in the country, whether it was the be-in version in Serbia or Bulgaria, a lot of these countries did not get to see match day 1, even if you paid for the subscription in that short 40-hour window where it was open to purchase it. It's
Italy are still run by old men that own the club, and they have the biggest say, and they don't care.
They don't care about
that. Is the thing. There are they don't care about them.
They're getting enough money.
As long as the club is run and the fans are coming, it's okay. It's not like the businessmen that took over the Premier League and the American owners and the Arab owners that they care about the brand. It is so much in the Premier League about the brand, how it's broadcasted, how much we're selling it for, who's coming to play in the Premier League. Right? In Italy, it's completely different. Back in the days, until 2010, the Italian league was still broadcasted in most of the world. When the Adrianos and the Kaká was there, and everyone was still there.
You used to be on Channel 4 and everything, right? I remember.
Everyone used to watch the Milan Derby, Inter versus Juventus, and Milan Juventus, and all this stuff. Anyway,
I watched those games in the 90s on cable, satellite dish in Nigeria. All the way in Nigeria.
Cable,
Do you think the whole Juventus thing and like the paying refs and stuff turned people
off?
It
destroyed the league, which is Inter Milan way bigger than Arsenal. Let's not lie. In terms of trophies winner, but in terms of revenue, we aren't. Okay, we are very close to Arsenal. Actually, we aren't the same. In terms of like trophies, thank you so much, wife.
You need to set different metrics when you're having that conversation.
But in terms of fan base, it's completely different, actually. But there's one thing that people don't understand about Arsenal. Arsenal in the 2000s have a massive fan base in Africa. Massive. Because of the Canos, and even before that, because of Ian Wright back in the days. That is what made the Arsenal fan base so much big, right?
One of the biggest. Kanu Nwankwo was one of the biggest influences, and the reason is this: he's Nigerian. Nigeria has the largest black population in the world. Right now, Nigeria is 220 million people, if I'm not mistaken, by population, out of the 1 billion in Africa. So Kanu alone, majority of Nigerians were like, "Hey, that's the club we're going to support." So
I just think it's good that right now, like Arsenal is on the rise. Inter is one of those teams that's resisted the fall off of becoming like being in the Italian league. So you guys are probably like one of the top 5 biggest challenges for us in world football right now, right? Easily, you guys are probably 3rd favorite for the UCL, and our head-to-head record.
That's what people say. For some reason, people are putting Bayern Munich at 3rd favorites behind Man City and Real Madrid.
Favorites is an interesting conversation, but
but they say that if you're a bit, that's what they say.
Yeah.
They say Man City are number 1. It's Real Madrid number 1, Man City 2, Bayern 3. They say Arsenal 4th somehow, right? Inter 5th, Barcelona 6th. That's what they're saying.
Well, I think without game specifically, I think
Liverpool. They put Liverpool. Someone put Liverpool as 8th, and I'm like, what? Their thing is that they weren't in the Champions League last year. Just give me a break, bro. Liverpool have more world-class players than a lot of teams.
Getting back to our game, the only thing I wanted to say is that I think we've got Newcastle away beforehand, and then we've got Chelsea away after, and you guys are in the middle. So it's going to be one of those. We might stink it out. We might actually have to.
I actually think you're going to give up the game.
We're going to give it up.
Yeah.
In terms of like, I'm going to tell you what I mean by give it up. Like, he's not going to play his starting 11, but he's going to try to protect a draw or get a set piece. He isn't going to go full on. It's a must 3 points because You already have 4 points. You have 6 games left.
Yeah.
If you win 4 of them, you're gonna get a top 8 position. He's not gonna risk a Newcastle and a Chelsea in the league to win against Inter away at the San Siro. There is no point. Which is
It's not the same for every other club, though.
I complained about this for Inter. I said, who gives a fuck about playing Man City away? You made us lose 4 points in the league, you bozo, to get a point. Who gives a shit?
But you broke
about
Man City
away.
You broke them. Since then, they've had 2 draws. You know, it's worth
Maybe we made favors to you and the rest of the league, but we didn't benefit from it at all. I could have played the whole. Bro, if I was smashed 3-0, it would have been forgotten in 2 days.
Look, side comment mode. We did beat Red Star 4-0 today, so we did take something from that Man City game, the ability to whoop these guys at our home ground. Like, I understand it's been a very intense conversation, and we were expected to win today. But just in case anyone's wondering, we did win 4-0 in the Champions League today.
Inter and Man City today were expected to smash the oppositions, like Bayern were expected. Arsenal are the team that were in questions today because people were going to this game. How are you going to play? How are you going to score goals? What is going to happen? Are you going to be able to hold the defense against it? That is the talk today. Let me do the super chat before we get out of here. AMT, appreciate Barcelona third best. Wallahi, if you watch Barcelona starting 11, you would laugh. You would laugh. They have Hansi Flick. If you watch Barcelona, you would laugh. There are people that I guarantee you guys even don't know how they look. They start for them. But listen, I want to appreciate everyone that is here. London is blue. Thank you so much. No disrespect. Arsenal YouTubers should not give him the chance to talk till they start winning shit. They waffle a lot. I have 3 YouTubers here to respond.
So says the Chelsea club that only has 6 EPLs when I have 13.
Bro, I don't know how old you are,
That's
but you've only just started existing in like the last decade. Like, you weren't really a club. Like, chill out. Yeah.
Where do they find these Chelsea fans? You know, I don't know. Like, they're just
I mean,
everywhere.
yeah, and they've got what? You had 20 years to catch up to the amount of trophies that I have, and you still haven't caught up, Chelsea. So all your noise is still in vain. That's how big I am to you in London. I've not won it for 20 years. You haven't caught up. So go try harder.
No disrespect. Come on. That's disrespect.
My guy, you really got your money's worth. You got a response. My guy, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate everyone that supports the channel. Send the super chat, like the video. It's unbelievable that we had 1,000 people here and we aren't even on 500 likes, people. Hit that like button. It helps the algorithms. It helps the channel. And if you are new here, make sure to subscribe. We're on the way to 30K. So we really want that. So I really want to reach 30K soon. We're on 25,400. So hit that like button, subscribe.
Are you and Anthony going to do an Inter live stream for the Inter Arsenal game?
I will do a watch along on this channel.
You'll do watch along.
That will be.
I might jump in and out of Mo's watch along. I'll be getting ready for work.
I actually think it will be my biggest show ever here.
It's gonna be banter.
It's gonna be my biggest ever thing here. My Atletico Madrid one, I had 1,700 people tune in to watch me scream and yell. Right? Against Man City, I had 1,200 people jump on the stream just to watch me against Man City. But the game ended in a draw, so it wasn't. But I guarantee you there will be a lot of people that will watch me. But if I win, if Inter win, I want to tell you guys something. I'll be unbearable. No, I'll be humble because I'm expected to win against Arsenal at home.
Facts. I was just about to say that.
As much as if I'm going to the Emirates, if I'm going to the Etihad, if I'm going to Anfield, I'm expecting the opposition to win. I'll be happy if I get a draw. That's what people.
You might be the only team to beat us this year. We haven't lost a game. I don't think.
Don't put that in the air.
We haven't beat you yet. By the way, I heard Invincible Arsenal. By the way,
you heard it.
It is. Yes, it's coming.
I said it ages ago.
Appreciate everyone that watched us. Make sure to like the video, guys. Inter Worldwide, guys. Really, guys. We want Inter Worldwide on 5K. Anthony's channel. Go subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithm. Jay's channel is in the description as well. What do you got coming up, Jay? Can you tell the people when are you doing?
you know, I just been networking, going on other people's shows, trying to get my face out
Can
there.
you
'cause
just
I
take care of
started.
your channel as well and do fucking some
I
shit?
know. I might just do a couple watch alongs, couple shows, but I'm gonna get there, man. I'm just getting out there, man. It's just fun, isn't it?
And Dio banter on the pitch. You do content now, Dio. I know.
Yeah, no, I just make videos. I don't do live streams. I don't do any of the streaming things. I'm not able to do. But I'm making the next video that's coming out is about the rule, about the letter of the law. So I'm doing like a breakdown of the letter of the law.
It will be hilarious.
That's
hilarious.
Dio.
That'll be hilarious. I can't wait. Appreciate you guys. I don't know who's live if I can. No, nobody is. But listen, people, appreciate everyone that is here. Hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll see you guys soon. We are out of here, people.
Peace.